Barrio's Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrio's opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrio's is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap, plus burgers, tacos, as well as sports on TV. Check out a few of their favorites, such as the Barrio's Bacon Jam Sliders, 2 beef sliders covered with their own savory bacon jam and cheddar cheese, served on a pretzel roll. Yum. And how about Barrio's Brats? The house bratwurst is slowly simmered in a copperhead pale ale grilled over an open flame, served with your choice of sauerkraut or caramelized onions. Yum again. So check out Barrio's, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. Or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrio's Brewing Company.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- Do you know how big their legal department is, face?" So to recap, Mint is actually lowering prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
All right, everybody, welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, coming to you live from Barrio Brew Company in Arizona. It is Arizona's oldest brewing company. We're out here at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona, Gateway Airport, and we are getting set here. It is the Friday Football Fanatics show that we come in here, every week, and something pops up, and of course last week did, but we are back here, all set and ready to go. That being said, which of course that's the name of the show on Sunday. Make sure you head on over and check us out on Sunday. But we have them here. It seems to be a regular here. No, you had a bad week back there, man. You took it in the shorts back there and lost the lead. How you doing? Good morning.
It's early. It's still. I mean, the NFL, you can never figure it out. You know what? You're at your oldest living bar place in Mesa, Arizona.
Oldest brewery here in Arizona. Yes, I'm at the.
Well, let me show you the newest brewery here in Ardmore, Oklahoma. I call it the Podfathers.
Yeah, the Podfather.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. I'll just say it again. I actually like it. Looks pretty good right
I work. Me and Poe worked real hard on this place. It's you know, to get a liquor license here in Oklahoma, it's like, you know, you just rub two balloons together, see what happens. Don't worry about it. Right. You know, internet is kind of, you know, spotty, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, really good. Really.
And we have no HR here, folks. We have no HR here at the Podfather. So
there you go. Don't have to watch anything you say.
Exactly.
You know, pretty good thing going on there. I like it.
Exactly.
So dealing with HR, you know, I don't want to. I want to stay away from HR.
HR knows all about me. HR knows all about me. They think it's Trey. He's just gonna break rules. Let him do it.
Yeah, it's just you. Yeah, you know when you're walking around the place and go, yeah, him. Yeah.
Hey,
him.
They've seen the shirt.
Yeah.
They know what I do. Can't help that. I mean, you know. But anyway, you know, it scares people.
Yeah. So, I know I want to talk, but we'll get to obviously some football because of course that's just what we do.
I have a question. I have a question for you going.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is called the Couch Potato Sports Show, right?
Yeah.
Or is that a network?
Well, it's whatever I decided.
Okay, because the show is called That Being Said, right?
Yes. It's on the
How many show titles do you need for this damn show? Now we're the Football Fanatics on Friday. What the hell are we?
That's right. We're the Couch Potato Sports Show alongside the Friday Football Fanatics. It's a show on my network. Yes. It's a show.
Couch Potato 2.0.
I don't understand why this is bothering you.
It bothers me to no end. I mean, there are people who are asking me these questions. I have to answer.
Is that what it is? Is just now popping in that ball?
Listen, I go to my place of business, not this place, but my other place of business, and they say, "What's the name of your sports show?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a football show. I do it. I share it. You see it. I'm there.
Okay. So here's the deal. Okay. Back in the blog talk radio days, you know, worse than AM radio, you know, kind of thing.
Back when the internet was dial-up.
Oh my God! You think it's bad at my house right now? it was bad, but we started off as the Couch Potato Sports Show, and then what happened was while we were doing the show, we were talking about, you know, doing a round table on the show, and that's where we came up with the name of that show. That being said. And the funny thing is, my brother is the one that made the name of the show. He said, "You said That Being Said a lot." I said, "Well, good. We'll just call it the show." Bingo. There we go. So there it was, all set and ready to go. And that was about 11 years ago. And you know, we've been doing the That Being Said on Sunday, 9 to noon, take you up to kickoff every Sunday. So
I was scared
during football season.
I didn't know what to call our show, so I'm just like saying it's the show that Sonny does. And I don't. I'm just a misfit along the way. I don't know.
You're the lead of the misfits. You know.
Misfit.
By the way, Bryce is the one that went ahead and said you are the king misfit.
Because he knows.
Yeah, he did. You were on the show with him when he said
he's the king of the Grammys. Okay, at least I can be the lead of something.
So, you know, that being said, Bryce and Brooklyn, and our one and only co-host, co-host of the show on Sunday. That being said, they got a game this week, and I am so looking forward to Bryce and Brooklyn and Cuervo going at it. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Chicago Bears. So that's going to be a real good show on Sunday. But they're both going to come with not one, not two, but 3 keys for their team
to beat each other on Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that and go from there. But by the way, your Dallas Cowboys, they got a game this week. Yeah, a big game.
They got a big 4-game stretch where, I mean, they better win or they're not in. Bottom line, they have to win all their games.
Yes.
I mean, that's what they screwed around and messed that up, and now here we are. Now, here's the thing about this. You would think I'd just come on here and just badmouth the shit out of them and talk about, how they have no chance in hell, which they really probably don't. But let's be honest about it. I mean, this league is so freaking different right now. Last night, the Houston Texans upset Buffalo Bills.
Are you kidding me?
I mean,
that was crazy.
I mean, their head coach for Houston's got that team rolling, feeling good about themselves. And look, I know it's too early in the game to call this, but Josh Allen, is he becoming a choke artist?
You
have to ask the question, right? I mean, if you're going to put Tony Romo and Dak Prescott in that conversation, why not put Josh Allen in that conversation?
Well, interestingly enough, you were talking about a team that was overrated. You were talking about the LA Chargers.
Yeah, which still are.
Well, maybe, but man, on the other side of the country, you got that going on in Buffalo. Buffalo had no business losing that football game.
Listen, Buffalo's doing everything they can to let the Chiefs get in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. They could have almost, we're going to talk about that because the Chiefs are a big story because you're thinking about what has happened with this football team from one year to the next, and we're talking about teams that either A, might not make the playoffs, or B, if they do make the playoffs, I don't see them getting to the Super Bowl. So there's a lot. I mean, that Kansas City Chiefs team.
But then you look on the NFC side, right? Look at the Eagles, probably the best team in the NFC. They're barely winning games.
Well,
I mean, they're not blowing people out. They're 17th in the league in scoring.
Yes, but guess what? They're still winning football games. That's why AJ Brown needs to keep his mouth shut. I'm tired of listen, that story is not getting enough. They need to sit that guy down and say, listen, as long as we're winning football games, we're what they're 8-2 right now. They're 8-2. I think that Philadelphia is 8-2. And they're sitting there complaining. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. One guy on the team is complaining that he's not getting the ball. I mean, I'm sorry. There's going to be a time and a place for you to maybe make a point about that. If your team was losing and you're not getting the ball to your superstar, wonderful. Yeah, maybe that's the time, but not when you're 7-2. 7-2. I mean, what that does is it brings your football team to where it's not all about the team; it's all about one guy. And I know Bryce is not going to like what I got to say about that, but that guy needs to shut up and play football. I know he hates to hear me say that, and it has nothing to do with the fact that he's, kind of eccentric, kind of outspoken, doing things. No, this is about a guy who can't stand the fact that he's not part of, or a big part of the fact that they're winning football games, regardless how they're winning it. But he wants to be the focus of them winning. And listen, it doesn't work that way when you work on a team sport. Does it happen? Yes. But here's the thing. Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the Super Bowl last year. Okay? If you're open, he'll try to get you the ball. I don't think this is like a Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray situation. I think he's going about his process and he's finding different people maybe to get him the ball. And then if he gets the ball, he should be happy. I'm tired of this crybaby nonsense that's going on. It needs to stop. Yeah, that needs to stop.
If anything, I mean, Sonny, shut up. Listen, if you watched the Cowboy game this past week, you saw in the first series of plays, Guess who wasn't on the field and starting on offense? That was CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Both had missed meetings or showed up late or did something that pissed the coach off. He sat their ass down for a series. Again, it's all about the culture your team has in place for those players to yay or nay on the whole thing. Again, a lot of money gets in the way with all this shit. A lot of big egos come in, and I like what Dallas did with the whole CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Said, look, guys, you are going to play. You're going to sit out the first half. I don't care what happens. And let's face it, the first two series the Cowboys had, it looked like more of the same. But they woke up and they figured out, they did realize it was the Raiders, and then they kind of figured we better beat this team, otherwise we are the laughing stock in the NFL. So,
you know what? I can't believe I'm going to say it. Brian Schottenheimer's doing a great job for your Dallas Cowboys. I don't even care where they are right now.
Record be damned. He's doing a fantastic job.
I totally agree.
That team, because he is taking an unwinnable situation with Jerry Jones, and he's making it work where the fans see it. And that's the best part. When the fans see it, they can buy into him.
Absolutely.
And that's what they're going for. Again, I like Wade Phillips. But Wade Phillips had no control over that team whatsoever.
No.
I like Jason Garrett, but he had in 10 years he was there. He had no control over that team, and he even came out and says, "Not my team." I mean, Coach had the last couple of years. What's his name? The backer dude. I'm having a brain. But he had the team, and again. All written on the umbrella. This is Jerry's team. Everybody goes right to Jerry for problems. Not me. Not this guy. This guy, he is his father's son. He is Marty Schottenheimer Jr. And that's the best part about him is the fact Marty. You always knew when he was in control of the Browns, he was in control of the Browns. And look what the Browns did back then.
Absolutely.
So. I mean, and for him to get, once again, I'm going to preface this by saying they did beat the Raiders, and the Raiders aren't the greatest team in the league right now, clearly. But he got to be one of his mentors, Pete Carroll, the guy that he worked for several years. He got to beat him on his own home turf, and to go in there and they have probably the best defensive player in the league, Max Crosby, and only limited to only one play. Again, they did that to Michael Parsons early in the year, too. One play that gave him the tie. So they're able to minimize a lot of the big superstar situations that are going on out there that can derail a team. But now you come on 4 games in a row. You got the Eagles, you got the Chiefs, you got the Lions, and you got the Chargers. Those are 4 in a row. Again, what did I say about the Chargers? Possibly overrated, right? Possibly. I mean, they're playing like they don't give a shit. The Lions are kind of showing that they're missing their two coordinators from last year. The Chiefs, we're not sure who the Chiefs are. And then
Chiefs don't even know. They don't even know.
Right. And then you got the Eagles. Eagles, maybe the best team in the league or the best team in the NFC, but they're beatable. No one's beating them. Well, not all people beating them yet, but they're beatable because they're not scoring a whole lot of points.
Yes.
So I'm not saying Dallas can't win, but you look at last night's game. Should the Texans have won that game?
Well, I thought that the Texans definitely no-showed. I watched the long highlights of it. It's like 19 minutes.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and man, it's number one though. Houston's defense is out of sight. Let's just get that on the table right now. Houston's defense is top 5 in almost every category.
And guess what? The backup quarterback, he's playing smart.
Yes. Well, and that's what it is. We talk about it all the time. Take the plays that are given to you. Take what you can get instead of forcing something. And Mills is definitely doing a really good job. He's got a neck as long as my beard. I'm telling you. But
also let's bring up the whole thing about C.J. Stroud, right? Is he the right guy for this job? Now, granted, it's a backup quarterback curse. The backup quarterback's doing great, so we will like him a lot more. But is has the league figured him out yet? Does he need to go out and find another hole, as they say in wrestling?
We talk about it. Sometimes they need a change in scenery. I mean, just look at Daniel Jones. I mean, see, you get that. But I don't think that C.J. Stroud is in I don't think he is in any place to where he's going to lose his job to Mills.
I hope not, but at the same time, if you're Houston and you have a chance to get into the playoffs with this current team constructed right now, you roll with a hot hand, don't you? You don't just make changes because it's the starter.
I don't think so, Tim.
I don't think so. And the reason why is because regardless of what happens here with Mills at the quarterback for the Texans, I don't think you can say, hey, let's not take anything away from Davis Mills, okay? He's done what he's done, but that's his job. His job is to go in there, at least be competitive, to try to win a football game. If you win, that's wonderful.
If anything, be a bus driver.
Well, hey, you say whatever you want about someone who's going to drive the bus. If you get a dub, who cares? I mean, and I know that's among football fans such as us. We don't want to see
Trent
that.
Gopher was a bus driver.
We could talk about that all day long, but but I don't think that C.J. Stroud is anywhere close to losing his job in Houston, regardless how good
I hope not, but at the same time, I'm of the theory that if you go into the playoffs and you're rolling with a hot hand, you keep the hot hand. It's kind of like in baseball. In baseball, if you have a pitcher that is lights out no matter what, but he's really just the number 2 starter and not the number 1, you probably should start the playoffs with him being your number 1 if he's your hot starter.
You go back to Colin Kaepernick. Okay, he was in. I think it was Alex Smith. Alex Smith was hurt. I think it was, and he came in, and then he got healthy. And then guess what? Oh, Jim Harbaugh said no. Now Jim Harbaugh's going with the hot hand. We already know that. So depending on coaching, depending on how they feel, and to see what is happening from week to week for the Houston Texans, week in and week out, you have to make a decision. They're in the AFC South, and they're fighting the battle with the Indianapolis Colts. And say whatever, I believe me, I'm the first to bash the Jacksonville Jaguars. But they're in a division that when we started the season out, we were talking. Guess what? This is Houston's division to lose. That's what we were talking about. And guess what? And they are losing this division. So if they actually went with Davis Mills, I don't think it would shock me. I wouldn't think it is the right decision. It just all depends on what kind of personality that C.J. Stroud has. Is he a crybaby? Is he a guy go, I think or is he a guy go, no, let's go in there. This is the guy. And I find a lot of respect for a guy that can do that. However, we don't see it really.
I'm surprised you didn't start this whole entire show off with, I told you Shedeur Sanders should be the starting quarterback for Cleveland after that miserable performance he put up there. Granted, he's never practiced with that team before, so I mean, he went in there kind of just lit up.
No, the guy wasn't prepared, and everybody knows it. And if you don't, no, listen, listen. We could sit there and talk about it, but where I wanted him was week number 1.
Right. Well, he's your starter now, though.
He's the starter now.
I mean, you can't go backwards, so it's going forward. He's your starting until either their other quarterback gets healthy, or they just they ride the wave until.
What other quarterback are you talking about? Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah.
I don't think they go back to Dylan Gabriel. Guess what? They had 5 games with him. They know who Dylan Gabriel is. They know who Dylan Gabriel is, Jenny. But they don't know who Shedeur Sanders is, and he's going to write it out for the rest of the season. And
You know who Shedeur Sanders is? He's the 42nd starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns since the inception of the new team.
Well, you know what? I got that. Is this it? I can't see it. Where is it?
I don't know. I'm not looking at what you're looking at.
Well, my readers are a little low. But yeah, 42. Unbelievable. There.
Yeah.
Man. No, that's not it.
That's not it.
Hold on. See, that's what I hate about this.
You need a producer, sir.
Well, yeah, I do. You
can't produce on the fly.
Do you want to do it?
I could, but then I would take your job away from you. What fun would that be?
Yeah,
can't sit there and do this. And he's number 42nd. It starts with Tim Couch. It ends with him.
Well, I this doesn't shock me, but obviously, but I did not realize that number was that high. Listen, I had no clue that it was that high, but yeah, evidently it is. But Shedeur Sanders now gets an opportunity. Now, will he be in Cleveland next year? Will be a big question. Will he do enough to win over
He's under contract to be
the
there.
ownership of this football team or the head coach? That's going to be the big. They don't have any really choice but to write it out with them for the rest of the season. Even if Dylan Gabriel comes back, we already know who he is. So, will he be on the football team next year? I think that's probably the biggest question in reality. Will Dylan Gabriel be back next year?
I mean, I think they'll both be on there, both competing for the starting job. I don't think your head coach will be there next year. Stefanski, he won't be there. So, and honestly,
he'll be somewhere else on a different football team. Probably a head coach someplace else because he's just that good.
What if him in Colorado? What if the Browns in Colorado switch and then the Browns pick up Deion Sanders and Colorado picks up Kevin Stefanski?
I don't think Kevin Stefanski has the mustard to deal with a bunch of young kids who are. He's got bad enough with what's going on his own football team. Never mind the whole team of entitled little jerks. So
I'll tell you the guy I feel the most sorry for out there though is Miles Garrett. That guy's playing beyond anything else, and he can't win for losing for that damn thing.
That's his own fault.
It is his own fault, but at the same time, I mean,
that's what happens when you go with money more so than find the place to win. Now, when we've seen that, we've seen guys move so they can get the Super Bowl, and I'm okay with it. But if you go ahead and decide to take the money, listen, if you're that blind to know what football team you played for, that's your own damn fault. You got to go in and say, yeah, I need to go someplace else if he's going to win the Super Bowl. Listen, Cleveland has a 0% chance of winning the Super Bowl in the next 5 years. So where is he going to be at that time? Will he still be on his game? I don't know. Toward the end of his career, he can sign a small amount of money contract to go someplace else for a contender, maybe. I don't know. We've seen it all the time.
Well, let's see. We're at Super Bowl number 60 right now. So let's minus about what the Browns were not in existence for 7 of those years.
Well, 59, I think that's the Super Bowl.
I mean, Cleveland was out of the football team for a few years, all right.
Say again?
Cleveland was without a football team for a few years after the Raiders.
Oh yeah. During those years when they went
4 to 5 years.
No, it was longer than that.
Was it 7? Was it 7 maybe?
I think it was close to or in between 12 and 15 years. It was a long time that they didn't have a team. They didn't have a team in Cleveland.
Okay, damn it.
Look it up. Hey, you got the phone? Go look at it. I don't have the capabilities here.
I know. You really hear me. I'll see.
But yeah, but that being said, of course, again, check out the show 9 to noon on Sunday. We got an interesting situation with Cleveland. I just kind of wonder what's going to end up happening. Are they that desperate? They got to move one or both of these guys this offseason. They got to move both of them because you got to move away from Dylan Gary. That guy sucks, and he just showed. Now, what happens here? This is week 11. They go to week 18. There's 7 weeks, and they're pretty much going to put him, that being,
Okay.
Sanders at the go. Go ahead. What is it?
4 years.
They were only gone for 4 years.
They made the move to fall. Be quiet, I'll tell you, jackass.
I said yes. I'm listening. Yeah.
No, they moved in 1995, and then Tim Couch came to the league in 1999. So it's within 4 years.
I don't. For when they so you're saying when they moved out of Cleveland to go to Baltimore,
It was 1995,
and they came back in 90.
1999. So 4 years.
Wow. So Cleveland has been back in Cleveland for 25 years. No.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna double check everything here.
I don't think that's right.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, no. Tim Couch was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in 1999. So from 1995 until 1999, there was no football in Cleveland.
But because Tim Couch was the quarterback,
He was their first pick. So there you go.
well, that just doesn't seem right. They just came back. They just came back about 7 years ago.
Who, the Browns?
Yeah, they
No.
just came.
So in 7 years, they've had 42. They've had 42.
No, that man, they've been back in Cleveland for 20 years. Has it been that long?
Yes.
Oh my God! No wonder Obi can't stand it.
I mean, it's
Another 20 years after he came back. God, that I'm getting. All I can say is I'm getting old. I thought this was.
Okay. Here you go. American Football Conference. They were in there from 1970 to 1995. Then from 1999 to the present. So 4 years.
No.
No, sir.
No, hold on.
Sir, here. Hold on a second.
Baltimore Ravens is the old Browns. It can't be. Listen, I lose track.
I'm looking at the internet. And telling you this.
I'm going to look at this shit.
Also, it's better if you see it, then it's going to be verified. If I tell
No,
you,
I'm saying I think you're. All I'm saying is I think you're wrong. I'm not saying you are. It's in my mind.
Tell you what. I'll be the good person here. Allow me. See here.
Oh,
share
go
my screen. No, I will share my screen with you because I care. Here we go. Go see here. There you go. If you want to hit the other Podfather thing, you'll see what I'm looking at.
What do you mean looking at? Oh, okay. All right. So
This is their Wikipedia. If you look at there, you get in there close. It says.
Well, I can't see that. I'm half blind.
Well, that's your problem. It's your problem, guys. No, it says there from the American Football Conference, 1970 to 1995, then semicolon 1999 to the present.
It just seemed they were gone for more than that. My damn internet is coming out here.
Yes, the internet's the reason why the Browns have been there a little bit less time.
All right, hold on. Here we go.
Folks. We're looking for a producer now to this show.
It's driving me nuts. I gotta see it. I can't see that.
They've had 42. They've had 42 starting quarterbacks in 20 some odd years. In 26 years, that would make sense. 2 a year.
All right. So,
Mills name them: Tim Couch, Baker Mayfield.
Baltimore Ravens came into existence in 1996.
Thank you. They made the move in '95. So
Boy, I can't believe that they've been back in Cleveland after that move for 20 years. I just, God,
they went to the Super Bowl in '97, didn't they?
who?
Or 96, 97, the Ravens?
Oh, no.
With Ray Lewis? What?
Yeah, but I don't care about the. I don't care about. I'm just trying to get in my mind.
I'm just saying they went away to Baltimore and also won the Super Bowl, and like Cleveland missed out on that opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. They didn't miss out on anything. Okay.
But they won. They didn't win, but they won. They won and played the Giants.
My God, it's been that long. I'm getting old. That's what it is.
Look at your beard. You look like you're Asian. Okay.
I mean, I can't help that. I'm just shocked that it's been 20 years or over 20 years. That's just 25. God, they've been back for 20.
Look at Obi. Look how old the man looks. He has aged with his entire football team. So telling you.
Unbelievable. Wow. Anyway.
By the way, the quality of quarterbacks from the Browns, from the old Browns to the new Browns, you're talking from Bernie Kosar and Vane Testaverde over to Jim Couch, a young Baker Mayfield who wasn't ready for the NFL, a really young Johnny Manziel who shouldn't have been in the league. And it's been rough.
Yeah. Man, I can't get over the fact how fast time goes or how bad they are. My gosh, it's been.
I mean, the way I could look at it like this, my daughter just celebrated her 23rd birthday a couple days ago. So basically, the Browns were the new Browns were in existence for the year number 2 by the time she came around.
That is crazy.
Hey, birthday, Dakota.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it's been so long.
I think we should end the show because I ended up being right and you ended up being wrong. So let's just end the show on that. Go ahead.
Is that what we got to do?
I think so because this show can't get any better than that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So I guess I have to admit you're right.
You don't have to admit it. It's facts. I mean, I showed you all the proof there was.
Yeah. Well, I just can't get over it. That's my problem. I can't get over it.
Sonny, repeat after me. Podfather, you were right. Go ahead. You feel good about it. Go ahead. Come on.
Wow.
Come on. I know you don't want to, but you know what? You get the entire bar behind you to say Podfather was right. Go ahead, people.
Oh, wait, hold on. Whoa. Before you go off on your insanity, I've admitted more than once on the show that you were right.
Never on Friday.
And listen, I'm the old one. I'm supposed to be losing my mind, not you.
And you are, friend. You didn't know who the Browns were for.
But I can't. It just seemed like this happened. It just seemed like it happened. That's the proper time.
7 years ago, really? You and I were calling wrestling matches 7 years ago.
Was it 7?
Oh, feels like it. I mean,
feels like 20.
Back then, I'm just saying.
Anyway, all right. So I got to get out of that. That's going to drive me nuts. All right, so I got to leave that alone. Got to move on to the next subject. Let's go to Kansas City. Okay. We were talking a little bit about it, but because of your team is going to have to get ready for Kansas City.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but here we go. This season, now this is a crazy stat right now because it's usually 5-0. Go back in the history and you can check. Well, depending on how long it is. But no, here, this isn't. This is not Patrick Mahomes football. he's. You go back into the day when Tom Brady was driving at the end of the game, you turned the TV off. You knew it was going to happen. If they needed a touchdown or a field goal, it was going to happen. You could turn the TV off. Used to be the same with him, but now we're seeing a little bit of different in reality. Patrick Mahomes. So I guess I'm going to ask you, Podfather, if you're a Kansas City Chief fan, are you worried right now? I mean,
I'd be worried because on Thursday, the Chiefs are 6-5. When they have to have a short week like that, they're just a little bit over 500. That's only on Thursday night games. I have no idea how they are on Thanksgiving games. But on Thursday night game, when they have to play a short week, they're just slightly above 500.
Right.
And this team is not a slightly above 500 team that could really do a lot of stuff with that. You know, I mean, it's weird when you look at it. But give me a second here, because the Cowboys' Thanksgiving record has not been all that great as of late.
No, it hasn't.
Thanksgiving game record. Let's see here. Okay, but the Cowboys are 33-22 on Thanksgiving.
33-22.
Yeah.
What has it been for the last 10 years?
I don't know. I just knew it was last 55 years they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Or let's see here. Let's see. Last 5 years. You're with me here, folks. We didn't say this job's going to have any math with it, but here we are.
Or that we're prepared. Of course, we're off track anyway, so it don't matter. But that's
right. Well, you know, I don't know what they did last year. I don't remember what they did last year. But from 2016, they beat the Redskins, lost to the Chargers, beat the Redskins, lost to the Bills, lost to the Washington football team, lost to the Raiders, beat the Giants, beat the Commanders. I don't know what they did last year. So they juggled that 50-50.
I think they won last year. I think. I can't be positive.
I don't remember what they
did.
But
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think here's the number. Okay. Normally you see more green than red on this list here. But talk about a setup. In reality, this is not the easiest schedule for them to get out of. Because the Colts are a totally different team. I don't know what Cowboy team will show up. The Texans, well, we
don't know what Texans are going to show up either.
Yeah, whichever is going to be but the Chargers.
We definitely don't know what Charger team is going to show up.
Yeah, and then Tennessee should be a win in theory. Then say whatever you want. The Denver Broncos are a good football team this year, and then they end it with the Raiders. And when I look at it, if I ask myself, I think there's 4 games that they can win without hardly thinking about it. That would be the Raiders, Tennessee, but you got to think. So only 2 that you got to think, or that 2 that they're gonna win, and then the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans.
Well,
then, think about this. How about the Colts?
Well, look at the Broncos. I mean, did the Broncos sweep the Chiefs in 1 year? Because they beat them last week.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who knows what team will show up there? I mean, they lost to the Broncos last week, but where was that game? Do you remember? Where does it say? Does it say? I can't see because I'm on a very small screen now.
That was played in Denver.
It doesn't say? Or
I said it was playing in Denver. Thanks for listening.
No, I'm trying to see and listen at the same time. I can't do both. Clearly. But, man, say whatever you want. They need to win some football games. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Indianapolis and Kansas City this week.
Listen, hey, we said this last week. If the playoffs started today, the Chiefs are out.
Right.
And they lost last week, so I mean that doesn't help them out at all. So they I think for them to get into the playoffs, they have to win 90% of the games that you're seeing right there, and hope to God that one of the teams they beats the Broncos, and for that matter, the Chargers, because that at least help them out with their own division. The Raiders are going to beat no matter what because the Raiders suck. But Yeah, I mean, if they have one saving grace right now is the fact that they end the year against the Raiders. But then again, I mean, they beat the Raiders before, so we'll see what happens. And by then, the Chiefs may have already given up by then.
And that also, health-wise, how much do you want to put them through it? If they're out of it, how much do you put Holmes in there? I mean, keep going and things of that sort. Protect your franchise. You know,
it could be week 16, and all of a sudden you're seeing his career done his year done for all the. I mean, that's why the fantasy players only play up until week 14.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be really interesting if they get eliminated. Basically, in reality, how much do we see Travis Kelce in the future? How much do we see of Patrick Mahomes? That's going to be the big question. I think. You know, I think you utilize your superstars until there's no need to. Then you don't put them in harm's way. Now, granted.
Listen, you got me for about 5 more minutes, okay? Just 5 more minutes. So I gotta keep going somewhere. So, real quickly, before I go and for you to take on the show and do your own thing with it, what do you want to talk about for 5 more minutes?
That right here.
Okay. Who's the best 2-loss team?
Who's the best? First of all, I can't believe we're talking about Indianapolis and/or the Patriots being a 2-loss team by this time of the season. The Rams, I question. I didn't think that even the Broncos would be there. The only team on this list I thought would be with 2 losses at this point of the season would be the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the only team I would think that would have been there, starting at the beginning of the season. So what's your take upon it? What do you see? Who do you see?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, you look at the Broncos' wins, right? And while they're playing who's on their schedule and they're winning who's on their schedule, they still haven't really beaten the front runners. I mean, now the Chiefs, as good as they are, as good as they were, they're not front runners. So the fact they beat them last week kind of, you know, I mean, it's another game. The Eagles, I mean, who the Eagles really beat? I mean, because when you put the Bills in the conversation, now look at the Bills last night. They lost yesterday to Houston, and they're kind of they're sinking.
Yes. Seems fast too, by the way.
Maybe the Rams are probably the hardest team because they did beat a very tough Seattle Seahawks team last week. Barely.
Which, by the way, I was only one of the few that picked the Rams.
Oh, here we are, bingo. You and all that, you being right. Fuck that. But anyway, no, look, I think the Rams probably. But again, I mean, the one thing about the Rams is that you still got the Niners nipping at the bud right now. You still got the Seahawks want to get that rematch. You got. It's amazing because as quickly as this year has gone by, you think 25 years has gone by. This year has gone by quick.
Oh yeah.
And, the thing is that it's going to be one of those things where we get down to week 13 and 14 and 15. You're going to see a lot of teams clamor for that number one spot in that particular division.
Yeah.
And win, lose, or draw, which we can now say draw because the Cowboys got a tie this year. But, I mean, dude, look at the Packers. Who are they?
Yeah.
Are they? I mean, Cuervo's Bears are number one in the North. Who would have saw that happen? I mean, none of us did. Not even Cuervo thought that would happen.
Oh, no, he didn't.
No.
Admittedly, no, he did not expect that happening.
Right. But that's a tough division. I know McCarthy's putting notice out for the NFL right now, like that's kind of really fucking matter. But dude, I mean, as long as the Bears plays on their schedule, win these games like they're doing it right now, I mean, you got to throw them in. You got to throw them in there and say, I mean, okay, there you go, right there. Steelers coming up might be an easy win. I say easy because the Steelers are playing their backup quarterback, Rudolph, right?
Are they?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Aaron Rodgers out with a broken wrist.
Well, I know he's got broken wrist. I heard he's playing.
This is other risk. So I don't know if he's going to cast it up and play or not. But we'll see. You got the Eagles after that at Philadelphia, at Green Bay, which that'll be a tough game because it's a divisional game. Okay, yep. You get a break with Cleveland, then you go play. Boy, look at that. Green Bay, Cleveland, back to Green Bay again. Then the Niners, then the Lions, and who knows what the Lions are going to be by the last week of the year.
That's a good point too.
So I don't know, man. I mean, look, I'm excited to talk more about this with you on Sunday. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about for this coming week, but man, you enjoy the rest of the night. I'm gonna go. I gotta go 10 bar here because it's getting kind of crazy in here right now.
Yeah. Tell them to hold down the noise in the back.
It's a very civil restaurant. So
yeah.
Everybody come to Podfather somewhere in Ardmore, Oklahoma, 99 Hibbs Loop. You can't miss it. It's the one place with one cart.
There you go. Yeah.
Peace out.
Podfather. Peace out. The Podfather catching 9 to noon on the Couch Potato Sports Show. He's become one of the crazy nuts that's joining us each and every Sunday on the Couch Potato Sports Show. That being said, we do it all, man. I'm telling you right now, it's a great show. We talk about our team. So the 5 teams that we talk about the most: Jacksonville, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, the Bears, and the Dallas Cowboys. Usually the way we do half the show on those teams, and then we bring it up and move on. So there's lots more that we're going to do here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. There's lots of things that are in the news. We're going to talk about those things that are in the news. Then when we come back, we're going to take a quick break here, as I need to go head on over to the sideline here and check out for a second. But when we come back, we'll do a lot more talk, more stuff, more news, and interesting things that are going on in the NFL. We'll be back here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. We'll be right back.
Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap, plus burgers, tacos, as well as sports on TV. Check out a few of their favorites, such as the Barrios Bacon Jam Sliders, 2 beef sliders covered with their own savory bacon jam and cheddar cheese, served on a pretzel roll. Yum. And how about Barrios Brats? The house bratwurst is slowly simmered in a copperhead pale ale, grilled over an open flame, served with your choice of sauerkraut or caramelized onions. Yum again. So check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. Or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- Do you know how big their legal department is, face?" So to recap, Mint is actually lowering prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
Have hail damage to your vehicle and you're in the DFW area? Then First Choice Auto Hail is the first choice and right choice for you. First Choice Auto Hail Repair wants to protect your vehicle's value and investment by repairing hail damage. We even cover deductibles up to $1,000 per vehicle and can help you have your vehicle repaired for zero out-of-pocket costs. Give us a call at 469-288-2639. That's 469-288-2639. First Choice Auto Hail Repair, a name you can trust.
And
Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors. The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer fields. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit the facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett.
Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at SaxeIcehouse.com. Go Mustangs! Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap. Check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona, or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company.
everybody. Welcome back into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we're coming to you live from Barrio Brewing Company here at Mesa Gateway Airport. It is Arizona's oldest brewery right here at Barrio. Check us out again. Hey, and if you can't come on Friday night, join me and everybody here. Come and at least order out. The food is delicious. I was just back there. I was getting the drink, and they have a French dip that looks. And I'm going to have that tonight. That's going to be one of the things I'm going to walk out here. It's a French dip. Looks amazing, along with loaded fries. That's got to be one that I'm going to go walking off. Check it out. And if you can't get here, call in the order, come pick it up, and get that squared away. You're going to love it. It's a great atmosphere, as you can see what's going on here. The thing I got this one here, just to give you an idea of what's going on. Here, we've got a good crowd out here tonight. There's the entrance over here. And then you come in, and then right here, lots of people having a good time here at Barrio's Brewing Company. So check it out here and on Friday, we're here on the Couch Potato Sports Show from 4:30 to 6:30, and we come and do our show, and we just have a great time. So that being said, interesting things that have been going on in the NFL, and a lot of news, and I think what we're seeing in reality, when you see what the Buffalo Bills have been working on with this loss to the Houston Texans, does it say that the Houston Texans are a pretty good football team? Again, we were talking a little bit earlier. They got Davis Mills as the backup quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Will this be another Colin Kaepernick if Davis Mills figures out how to win some football games? But let's be honest, that defense for the Texans, it is stout, guys. It is huge and stout, and just playing out of their minds. Again, beginning of this season, we were talking the Houston Texans just running away with this division. But that brings me to where the Texans are within the division. It is really interesting to see where they are as far as their football team. Where could they end up? Jacksonville gets a statement win last week against the Chargers. It was a statement win. The way they handled them, it makes you wonder, where is that team all the time? The Jacksonville Jaguars have been mediocre at best. However, winning some games that they normally would lose, I keep saying that, but it's true. But what they did against the Chargers makes you wonder where they are as a football team going into the next part of this season. This right here, last week, great. But this week, Jacksonville, will they be able to continue what they're doing and continue to win football games? Which in turn makes the AFC South a really interesting division of football, because you have Indianapolis doing what they want. Well, will they do what they're going to do this week? I don't know. They got a tough one here this week. No one's worried about Tennessee, but those three teams within the division, we weren't talking Indianapolis winning this division. They have Daniel Jones, for crying out loud, at the quarterback position. So the expectations of this division is turned completely upside down for the good. And again, even though it'll be a bingo, I called this on the Indianapolis Colts. Their defense is a lot better than good. And that was going to help them win football teams. But no one, even me, didn't expect Daniel Jones to be playing all-pro football. So now, where the Indianapolis Colts and the AFC South is concerned, the Jaguars, where are they going to really end up? The Jaguars are the most frustrating teams to watch because you know they can be good. They're just not. But last week proved me wrong. Everybody wrong, by the way. No one picked the Jaguars, at least in our pick'em league, and no one, as far as the game, even a shot of winning that football game. How they react to that win, though, that is where I worry about the Jaguars. Because they're one of these teams that they get hot and cold, and a lot of times just more cold. And I don't know if they're a football team that you can honestly say, well, this is what's coming up. And, oh, they're going to win that game. Now, they have the Cardinals this week. Thinking about who the Cardinals are, they're not a good football team neither. Jacoby Brissett in there, I think it's better than what they've been getting Kyler Murray. But if you think for 1 second that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go in and win this game here in Arizona, I'm not saying that the Cardinals are a good football team, but that's a football team that doesn't stop the fight. They fight. They don't stop. And that should scare the Jacksonville Jaguars. If they think they're going in to this game after that win against the Chargers and think all they got to do is show up and win, they will be making the biggest mistake of the season. Because the Cardinals are going to be good. They're going to be out there and they're going to be challenged. How the Jaguars beat the holy hell out of the Chargers, I will not know. They might beat them, but how they beat them. And we talk about that on this show all the time. How you win or lose football games. Say what you want. The Chargers had an ugly game. How they lost it, they should be embarrassed. The Jaguars, how they win it, taking advantage of turnovers like they did at the beginning of the season. 35-6 last week, guys. No one's seen it. But now, on Sunday, Arizona. The week after that, they have the Tennessee Titans. Should they win that game? Obviously, you would think so. Then they got the Colts. That's up on December 7th. That's going to be a fight. So much so, depending on what happens with Indianapolis, if they continue winning or do they drop a few, that's going to be an interesting game a little bit later on. And then the Jaguars get the Jets. So the next three games, if you're a good football Jacksonville Jaguar team, you look at the Cardinals, say win. You look at the Titans, you say win. You look at the Indianapolis Colts, they got a chance to win, but mark it down as a loss. And then the week after that, they have the Jets. 3 of 4 in the next 4 weeks should be victories for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Will they get it? They no-show at these games, but they show up at the Colt game. You're going to be asking, because this is what I predict, okay? The Jaguars are going to be in a dogfight against the Arizona Cardinals, and they could end up losing that game. They'll come back and beat the Titans. How they react, in reality, is going to be all about what they do with the Colts and what the rest of the season lines up for. Because if they go into that Colt game and just lay an egg, then the rest of the season could be moot. Like I said, they should get the Jets win. But then they got the Broncos and the Colts again. They end with the Titans. So looking at where they are, as far as the team is concerned, if you look at just looking at, give them the Arizona game, give them the Titans game, give them the Jets game, and give them the Titans again. There's 4 more games that you could say with confidence that the Jaguars should be in good place. Give them 4 more wins up on the season. And what does 4 more games do for the Jaguars? Puts them at 10-8. Or 10-7. And that's not going to do any good. I don't think it gets them into the playoffs. So that means they got to show up against the Colts both games. And I don't know if they're capable of doing it. And you also got to look at where they're going to end up with the Cardinals. If they drop this Cardinal game on Sunday, man, you got to question because you should have them at least losing to the Denver Broncos. And if you want to say they split with the Colts, that's another one that they should get. But those are the biggest games this year. With this Cardinal game going into it, we'll talk about December. Well, December starts early, November 30th. This upcoming season. So December is one day a little bit longer. It's 30. It's 32 days for football. And I don't know. November 30th. Oh, just a crazy 6 more weeks that are left for the 7 weeks for the Jaguars. And I just don't know if they're good enough. But especially if they drop this game to the Arizona Cardinals. So we're going to watch for that. Now we were talking a little bit. We're going to come back to a couple of them, but I'm just going to go in order of what some of the talking points that I had for today's show. Here's one of them. When you look at a Matthew Stafford, not Matthew Stafford, when you look at Baker Mayfield and where he is today, I talked about this whole time and what he is doing. Let's be honest. It's definitely not the norm. Baker Mayfield is spending out a great career for himself right now, making all the money that maybe he should have got when he was in Cleveland. Then you got Cleveland where they are today. Good, bad, or indifferent. You can talk about that all day long, but I got news for you. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are hard out. And a lot of times they're favored to win games, and then they win games they probably shouldn't. And where's Baker's mindset as far as his career is concerned, where it's going to go for the next few years? He's very happy in Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is very happy to have him. But is that going to be enough for Baker Mayfield? Listen, Baker Mayfield will probably be the most loyal guy and stay right there in Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay is going to have to make some moves. They're going to have to help him. Get yourself get another wide receiver. You're going to lose it. He's going to be a guy that he could depend on, but he's not going to be the guy he's been for the last 11 years. So you need to start making some moves. If you think Baker Mayfield is your future, it can't just be him. They're winning games in the final part of the game that, obviously they wouldn't have won if it wasn't Baker Mayfield. 2, are the Buccaneers of the past? Are they riding on the Baker Mayfield train? And you can question that, by the way. What do some of the teammates feel about Baker and where they're going and how they're winning in games that they normally would lose? Everybody should be happy as pig and slop as Baker Mayfield is the quarterback. But where is ownership as far as Baker? It should be as happy as pig and slop. But something makes me wonder. Got a good contract that is working. How long does he actually stay? And in their division of football, for God's sake, they should be walking away with it each and every month. Remember, you got each and every year. You got the Panthers, you got the Saints, and the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to talk about them in a moment. So where are they Are they going to be the team that dominates the NFC South? Because you got 3 teams in there that are not even close. Does this go back to what you've seen with the Patriots and Tom Brady just whipping everybody's ass in the AFC East? Because let's be honest, you're looking at the Panthers, you look at the Saints, and you look at what the Atlanta Falcons are. You don't look in the next 2 years ago, this is going to be a dominating team. However, Michael Penix, I feel bad for him. This is a guy that can't catch a break. And I think there's a lot to be said about a guy that can do what he's been able to do. However, it's just not falling his way. Because Penix now is going to undergo season-ending surgery for a partially torn ACL. Well, guess what? That's not the first time that's happened to him. Every year that this young man has been playing, it ends in injury. That puts him out for the whole year, and you don't get a full year on what you can look at. Now, going into this season, I said Penix is the guy that you're going to need to watch because he's going to be a good football player. Now, I want people to understand, I didn't say he was going to be fantastic. He was going to be good. I followed up with watch out for 2026. But if the Atlanta Falcons are not going to go out and make moves to help this guy and or protect him, we could see a waste of a talent in Michael Penix. I believe it. When they picked him up, I thought it was done. Now, what's going on in Atlanta? Guess what? My guy, Kirk Cousins, getting the start. A little too late. Kind of thing going on. But he's definitely putting himself out there for another contract for somebody, the best businessman in the NFL right now. Getting this contract, not only that, they got Penix out there doing it. He's still getting paid the big bucks to sit on the sideline. So 3-7. You win that, that makes you 10-7. That's not going to happen. But if Kirk Cousins can put it together and have a good show underneath this whole story, I guess you can say, about him, Penix, Penix has took over the job, and they want to pay him this crazy amount of money to be a backup. But Kirk Cousins isn't going to teach this guy how to play football. And that's a big complaint. I kind of lost a little respect for Kirk Cousins. Where they were, seeing where they were, why not help them? You're not going to go win anything. So I lost a little respect. However, he's getting the opportunity yet again to go out, prove himself, something. And guess what? They'll go ahead and someone will sign. He's going to get a signing that will be interesting to see who will offer out that money. Who will be that desperate team? Will it be the Panthers? Because we're always talking about, by the way, we're always talking about where Kyler Murray goes. But guess what? Every time you speak about Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins should be in the thinking. And guys, I'm gonna throw something for you to marinate, okay? Las Vegas Raiders may be reaching. This is a gut thing. This is something I'm feeling deep down. Kirk Cousins, I think, is going to be a Raider. That would be very interesting because guess what? They need to go. Well, you're not going to, if you're the Raiders, you're not going to start a rookie quarterback within your own division because guess what? That ain't going to help you at all because guess what? Even though we're going to talk a little bit more about the Kansas City Chiefs, but you got the Kansas City Chiefs, you got the Chargers, and you got the Browns. You want to throw somebody to the wolves, go ahead and do it. I think this is, and by the way, I haven't heard any rumors. It's just a feeling I got. And then figuring out what happens the rest of this season to get ready for next season, I think it could be a done deal. I think it could be something that would happen. So watch out for this one. I think it's going to be interesting story. I think people are going to be very shocked at what could happen with the Kirk Cousins coming next year. But he gets the game this year. This week, he gets the start. So where they will end up, I don't know. What's his mindset going into the game? Is he ready? Kirk Cousins say he's always ready, but will he really be ready? 3-7, not impressive. Penix being down for the rest of this year. We lost a couple games this week, or this year too, to injury. And then the injury bug gets him again, not once, not twice, but the third year in a row. Watch out. How would it end up? I don't know. We were talking about the Bears a little bit earlier, and Podfather had an opportunity to take a look at it. And the new Bears, and I'll just say it that way, the new Bears have a chance in every one of these games. More so, if you looked at that football team last year, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 7, they could be probably lost. The Bears are a different football team today, ladies and gentlemen. And that comes from a guy, yes, closet Bear fan. I'm young. Lived in the area, loved the Bears, loved the 86 Bears. And a big part of it. Growing up, we're Bear fans in our house. So it's nice to see a shocking season in reality when you look at the NFC North, where the Bears are on top of that division. It's incredible. But what's even more incredible is how it's working out. First of all, them leading the division, no one saw. Regardless about how you felt about Ben Johnson as the head coach of this football team. So no one felt they'd be at this point in the season 7. The Green Bay Packers 6-3. I expected more. I think everybody did. Podfather even felt it. The Lions at 6-4. They're kind of strapping along here. But people are talking about how big the Bears are. And then the Vikings. I don't know if they're a victim of their own demise. But simple enough, when you talk about the Minnesota Vikings, if they go on a tear, what will end up happening if the other teams start losing football games? The Bears-Steelers game is going to be a great game. And we're going to have Cuervo and Bryce in Brooklyn, talking about the 3 keys in each one of these games on Sunday, and I can't wait. Because one of these guys are going to convince me to pick one of their teams, because right now I don't know who I'm going to pick. I don't know how I feel. I think Caleb Williams is having a great season for him. The expectations, I think he's going above those expectations. I mean, they're winners of, 4 of their last 5 or 5 of their last 6, whichever it is. Regardless, it's impressive. The Chicago Bears 7-3. Who would have thought? Congratulations, though. I mean, listen, when you don't expect it, and what they're doing right now, you kind of hope that they can do it for the rest of the season so people won't look at it as a fluke. I don't know. I don't know if I could call it a fluke or not. I can call it the Ben Johnson effect. I can call it Caleb Williams effect. Caleb Williams did not play bad football last year, regardless what their record shows. And that's where you've got to take a look at Caleb Williams and take a look at the new head coach and how they'll get along to push forward to maybe go 8-3. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is a football team that's got a lot of problems right now because of injury at their number 1 position. How is that going to react? How is Aaron Rodgers going to do? Is he going to be a diva and he's going to hurt you? Or is he going to go in there and, just don't bellyache, go in there, play football, pump it up, put the drug in it, play the football game, hurt for a week next week, run with it and see what happens. But this is a big game for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, where he's at within his career and what's going on with this football team, it's a big tell. Is the tell going to be a good enough tell with them being right now on top of that division at 6-4? Ravens have come back, and folks, so you're going to hear it here first. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be in the AFC Championship game. Because right now, what you're seeing with Lamar Jackson coming off that injury, it's a total different guy that we've seen within it. And that defense has finally showed up when they weren't showing up. The Ravens are 5-5, and if you would have told me a month ago they'd be at 500, after what I've seen on that defensive side of the ball, I said, laugh you all the way home. But when you look at the rest of the division, normally we're seeing a little bit more competition, but the Bengals are 3-7-2 behind the Ravens. And then we're hearing stories about their guy that might be back. No, I'm not joking. There are rumors that the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals he was in practice, full practice. Are you kidding me? Joe Burrow? This is the guy that he's going to be out for the Joe Burrow's back? What is that? I don't know. To me, it says a lot about who he is. He wants to get out there and do what he needs to do to get out there and play. But I will tell you, his guy that he throws the football to ought to be ashamed. Listen, if you find what Jamar Chase did, regardless if you like him, I get it. I understand Homer, but there was no excuse for what he did. It's one of the most pathetic things that you can do as a human being to somebody. So where does that come from? What kind of move do you make as far as bringing back Joe Burrow, and then you got this week for the suspension in their own division? See, the fact this happened doesn't necessarily shock me because of that division. I am shocked about who it was. Completely shocked that it was a Jamar Chase. I thought this guy was a class act. He's not a class act if he's like that. And listen, why lie about it? And I don't have any respect for that. Yeah, I spit on him. And listen, I'm going to ask for forgiveness. I was caught up in the heat of the moment. No, he said he didn't do it. Take a step back and realize and own the mistake. Because you're not helping yourself at all. As far as in the grand scheme of things. Where the populace will take a look at that and go, what kind of disgusting human being does that? Oh, Jamar Chase. I know I have. I've lost so much respect for the guy. That's superstar. Don't get me wrong. But that was just over the line. No need for it. And it tells you about the pathetic human being that the guy is. And that is pathetic of what is going on. You can sit there and you can argue it all day long, but I got news for you. You lose. Jamar Chase needs to grow up. Jamar Chase needs to realize what is going on as him being now the leader of that football team. When you don't have Joe Burrow out, someone's got to step it up, and that should be Jamar Chase. And he just showed that he doesn't have enough class to do it. I don't know. Yeah, lots of respect, I guess, is about the only thing to do. Now, we didn't necessarily talk about it a lot while Podfather was here. But here's a big game. And the numbers, as far as taking out the interception, there's one guy that's dominating. But here's the thing. The interceptions, all those numbers are the reason why we already know who the better quarterback is coming on Sunday in this game. Now, call them what you want. Game manager. Check down Jay. Call them all that stuff. But here's the thing. There's 7-2 football team going into this week. 7-2 is 7-2. There are only 5 other teams in the NFL that are 7-2. And no one has a 1. So they're one of the best 5 football teams in this league. And you got A.J. Brown acting a fool. Yeah, I said it, and Bryce, you can't convince me. And maybe you can call me the old man, get off of my lawn all day long. You can do that, and you may or may not be right. But saying it, and I know Obi will agree with me, which will feed right into the Bryce that guess what? These kind of guys hurt your football team. These kind of guys that may have that eccentric thing that everybody, he acts a little different. No, it's not a little different. It's a lot different. What it is the guys that we are talking about. So just go. Okay? The guys that we talk about, me, Obi, a few others, but maybe me and Obi, guess what? We're not wrong about who they are based upon their actions or what they bring in each and every week. So get off my lawn. Yeah, A.J. Brown is a bad dude. There's no question. And yet, Jalen Hurts is not getting them the ball. But guess what? I don't care. When you're 7-2, nobody should be complaining about not getting the ball, and yet you have A.J. Brown do it. He is a guy that can become that locker room cancer. He can become that. He is on the cusp with me as far as who I think he is. I think he's a problem. But he's a cancer that can be cured, unlike some of the other ones, if they can get that under control. Stop the nonsense in other words. Because the nonsense is what's going to make them lose football games. I'm telling you straight out, that's what's going to happen. And then the first thing that will end up happening, even though he says he won't gripe in the media anymore, first thing he's going to do is put it on Jalen Hurts. Oh, he's not getting me the ball. Or if he doesn't do it, we'll hear about it later. Well, Jalen, he did give me the ball. Also, I want a quarterback that can get me the ball. Listen, A.J. Brown's going to be off that football team long before Jalen Hurts. And conducting yourself as a professional doesn't put yourself out there acting a fool because I'm not getting the ball. He's on the cusp. Guess what? A little chemo can help him. But I don't know if he's capable of being that guy. I can't believe we're hearing stories about a guy not getting the ball at 7-2. On a team sport, it should be embarrassing. And the fact that it's not is the problem. He should be embarrassed about his behavior and what he has said publicly. You want to say this all day long behind closed doors, do it. But doing it out in public the way he's doing it, just proves he's an immature jackass who shouldn't even have the ball. And if I was Jalen Hurts, I'd say, screw you, I ain't throwing it to you. Guess what? We're winning without me doing it. I'm not even going to try to work too hard to get you the ball. Screw you. Good, better, and different. I'm just saying right now. Jalen Hurts going to be there a lot longer than him. And the fact that people are defending that action tells me a lot about it. Tells me a lot about the people. You let this guy do this. Great. You're 7-2. 7-2. Only 1 of 5 teams in the NFL that are 7-2. You might be the best of the 5 that are 7-2. Shut your mouth, and I know you hate it, Bryce, but shut your mouth and play the game. And if the ball gets to you, wonderful. But if it doesn't, guess what? Adios. Because that's what will end up happening. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's just what it is. And we can sit here and argue whether or not, that shouldn't be something that, you shouldn't do that. It shouldn't be, that, he has a right to feel this way. Yeah, he may have the right all day and day long, but guess what? When you're on different football teams from a team that went to the Super Bowl and won, the guy's complaining. The stupidity of just that kind of thinking tells me he's the reason why you don't want him on your football team. And whether or not that it continues on this week, next week, it will eventually start taking away from the game. And that's what you don't want. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you want to go week in, week out, play hard-nosed football, get those hard-nosed win games, and everybody's happy about it. But yet you got this little punk over in the corner crying like he's, I didn't get the ball. This is not a participation league. And once he figures that out, then he can stop it. But he won't. Because this won't be the last time we hear about it. And especially if they lose again. Good, bad, or indifferent, and I know where people stand with me based upon my beliefs and things. The old man on the grass, yeah. But I'm telling you right now, just to let you know, Bryce, we're usually right. What? No, I know you don't know it, but yes, we're usually right. They say you don't get old by being no fool. Well, guess what? There we go. All right, so, I don't know. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. We're at the top of the hour. We got 30 more minutes. I got a lot of other things we're going to talk about. Whatever we don't talk about, we'll roll into Sunday. On that being said, so make sure you join us out there because, depending on what's going on, we're going to be talking about it. We're getting close to figuring out which team will be in the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I can't too. For the teams that are on the cusp, it's going to be there. And it's going to be a sad day for some football fans of their football team who you were thinking that you're going to get there, and they're not there. You're going to be running around.
This stinks! This is totally us!
And that will be Kansas City Chiefs. Boy, it's amazing how all the ones that are talking about how they don't get the dogs and this and that sort, and guess what? Here we are. Interestingly enough. I love it. All right, so let's do that. We're going to take the quick break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. When we come back, we'll finish up the last half hour and get you on down the road. And that also being said, catch us on Sunday, 9 to noon, where we'll look at all the games that are happening. And the Bears are one of these teams. The Bears are looking good. So what's going to happen to the
Hello,
Bears?
my friends, and welcome to another game preview and prediction for our beloved team, the Bears. who play host this Sunday at noon to the Pittsburgh Steelers in this Week 12 matchup. The Bears lead this here series all time with a tally of 19 wins to 8 losses and 1 tie. Both teams enter this game at the top of their divisions. What a world, right? Bears. With Pittsburgh sitting at 6-4, while the Bears are 7-3, winners of 7 of their last 8 games and currently on a 3-game winning streak. Woo! Let's go! The fan base has endured yet another massive collection of heart attacks this past week, which now brings the total on the year to about 54,343. And the arrogant elephant in the room for this upcoming matchup is...
I'm guessing you're like the normal Bears fan. The best thing about Bears fans is every year, this is our year. This is our year. We added this guy and that guy, and then we got a new coach from Detroit. Oh, man.
Keep those thoughts to yourself. One A.A. Ron Rodgers, who has declared himself part owner of our beloved team in the past. And we are all very familiar with him and his ego. I mean his talent, but I mean mostly his ego. My uncles even had to fly with him once on a plane.
I think I have the window seat.
You better double check that, my friend. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy. Discount double check.
So, will he play through a broken non-throwing hand injury? My money is on absolutely he will. And secretly, I hope he does. For I shall be in attendance for this game, my friends. For these old superfan eyes had desired to watch this matchup all season to see us own this guy on his way out of the league.
Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap, plus burgers, tacos, as well as sports on TV. Check out a few of their favorites, such as the Barrios Bacon Jam Sliders, 2 beef sliders covered with their own savory bacon jam and cheddar cheese, served on a pretzel roll. Yum. And how about Barrios Brats? The house bratwurst is slowly simmered in a copperhead pale ale grilled over an open flame, served with your choice of sauerkraut or caramelized onions. Yum again. So check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. Or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- Do you know how big their legal department is, face?" So to recap, Mint is actually lowering prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors.
The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes,
the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer field. Contact Melvin Bullet at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett.
Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at SaxeIcehouse.com. Go Mustangs! Barrio Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap. Check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona, or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company.
All right, everybody, welcome back into the Couch Potato Sports Show. Me, Sonny Clark here, bringing you Friday Football Fanatics live from Barrio Brewing Company here at the Mesa Gateway Airport. And I just put in my order. Oh, yeah, I just put in my order. Looking forward to it. And that being said, we're going to finish out here. There's some things that I got on the top. Some of the top talking points might roll over to Sunday when we do it on that. But let's talk about defense. There's some guys that are playing great football right now on the defensive side of the ball. Here's your defensive leaders right now of your football team. These are the tiers. Your team is playing great defense. We talked about Houston. They showed it last night, beating the Buffalo Bills. But look at these teams that are playing great defense, elite defense, depending on who you believe. I don't know about Green Bay. I think I drop them down. But everybody else on this list, I'm right there with. And I would probably see they won't do it now because they played so bad. But right now, the Ravens are playing lights out defense right now. After the beginning of the season that they've had, they're playing lights out. Lights out. And guys, whether or not you like it, whatever you see, people think that I am a Lamar Jackson hater. I'm not. Last 3 years, this guy's been playing football the way that Al Sonny loves to see. I think the last few weeks with Lamar Jackson back in the lineup, it's a different football team. And guys, I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be in the AFC Championship game. I don't know who they're going to play. Because Kansas City, I think, is not a football team that's going to be up there. I don't think Denver is good enough yet. Seattle's not good enough offensively. We don't know about Buffalo. And just some of these teams that are, in the AFC that you're expecting to be as good. Baltimore's coming on top of it. Now, that the under on these teams, listen, we talked about a little bit earlier, me and Podfather talking about Myles Garrett. He's one that's making the Cleveland Browns good defensive players, especially on at home. He picks it up on the road. Other players don't. But the Kansas City Chiefs defense is not as good as they are kind of portraying. But in order for the Kansas City Chiefs to win, it's now looking to the defensive side of the ball in reality. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. He's going to do what he's going to do. And if you count him out, I think you're making a mistake. But I don't even think Kansas City's defense should be there. I think they could be competitive. I think they should drop down out of that list. I don't see anybody on that to move up except Baltimore. And Carolina's been playing good football. I won't lie. I see it, and I understand. But the win's got to get there, too. And then you got the rest of it. Okay, and you can move these guys up and down all you want. But, competitive defense, that's argument. I think the Minnesota Vikings should hop up and take Kansas City's shot. They're that good. Defense. The Colts defense, I think they should move up too. I talked about it at the beginning of the season. Everybody laughed me out of my own show. But guess what? 7-2, baby. You can't argue it. So watch out for that. Interestingly enough, the Giants, I thought this was funny. The Giants playoff elimination scenarios. Now, guys, we usually get to the end of the season. We look for winning scenarios. And the Giants have their losing one to be out of the playoffs here at week 12. Lost to Seattle. Seattle wins or ties. A loss to the Minnesota. If Minnesota wins, they'll be eliminated as well. Or a loss and a Dallas win combo. With the Minnesota win and their loss, they'll be out there. So, there's your Giants' chances of going on there. Now, next slide I want to bring up here, guys, is really interesting. Because when I put it up there, I was like, watch out. Look at this. Look at the Raiders. Look at the Dolphins. Look at the Bengals. There are 2 teams on this list that have a chance to make the playoffs with as many interceptions that Sam Darnold's thrown this year, as well as Justin Herbert. But Geno Smith is no great big shock at 13. Might as well be Jameis Winston. But hey, I digress. Tua's got 13 interceptions along with Geno Smith. There's no question that Tua is definitely the better quarterback, but man, 13? It's more than one a week, man. They got to get better. And interestingly enough, talking about Miami and where they're going to be next year, they get rid of the general manager, but the talk around the town is that they're going to go ahead and keep the head coach and team for next year. So when do you kick these guys out of the building along with the general manager? That's what I want to know, because they haven't done anything to write home to Mama about. Mama's not even getting any roses, okay? And the bad thing about it is the Patriots are getting better, and you would think with what's going on with McDaniel and Tua a couple of years ago, you saw the upswing on what it is, but it went downhill last year. They should have got fired last year, but yet now they're going to get the rest of this season and next season. Yeah, they got a lot of money invested into it. There ain't no question they shouldn't have paid them, and they're paying the price of that, just like the Arizona Cardinals did with Kyler Murray, just like my Jacksonville Jaguars that are doing with Trevor Lawrence. There are a lot of guys out there that are not proving anything but getting the big bucks. And Tua's one of them. Sam Darnold, he got a pretty good contract. But guess what? That defense is bailing him out. So sad enough, we were talking about Kansas City, but here's an interesting, go back to Kansas City. The Chiefs think Mahomes can save them. And in the past, you lived on that. You were like, yeah, he's going to win the game for you. But what if this year he can't? That's the question. What does that do with Kansas City Chiefs? What do they do with personnel? How do they handle personnel? What will Andy Reid's thinking be when it comes to figuring out what's going to happen next season? Then they go out and get the kicker. They go out and get the kicker that they just kicked out of the place over, on another football team, and they bring him on to kick for him. Wait, I think it's something else. I'm thinking wrong. I'll figure that out. Someone dumped the quarterback, and it was the 49ers. That's what it was. Got what team dumped their kicker after they just having a miserable season, but yet the 49ers, they go out and sign him. That's a great idea. Give them yet another excuse not to, succeed when they need a field goal. It'll be easy to blame. It's just really kind of sucks. The MVP watch to this point. Who is your vote as far as the MVP? I'll tell you, mine's not Drake May. It is not the wide receiver in Seattle, Jackson Smith. It's not him. It's not Josh Allen. So the MVP from last year is not the guy that is on the run for this year after Thursday Night Football. It was pathetic, and he doesn't deserve to be in this list. The guys that I think that are going to be the quarterback always usually wins the MVP, but this year they're going to have to look at Jonathan Taylor. That guy's been doing it week in, week out, and always bringing it. Had one bad game. Take away from that, that guy brought it all season long. However, running backs don't win the MVP. That's why I have Matthew Stafford as number 1, Jonathan Taylor at number 2, Drake May at number 3. I'll put Josh Allen above Jackson Smith if I re-rank the top 5 that you are looking at right now. Now, next slide. Here we go. The Monday morning top 10 rankings in the NFL. And the Buffalo Bills have already fell down to number 9. They are going to drop 3. And they are new in, depending on who you believe, they were new in the top 10. And the way they lost that game, you might have to even go out of the top 10. Philadelphia is the right one. I think the Rams are number 2. I think the Broncos are number 3. I think the Patriots are number 4. And the Colts are number 5. I don't think the Green Bay Packers should be there. I like Seattle. I think I moved them to 6. And the Bears, I'm going to say it. They need to move up a couple. They need to move to number 8. I can't believe I'm even saying that about the Bears, because the Bears have been the most disappointing football team in the NFL for hard-nosed football fans. That watch it week in, week out, and get the same thing each and every year. So that's the power rankings on what's going on. So let's go to the quarterback sacks. The quarterback, well, here, put this up there. The quarterback stop. And I think the number 1 is correct. At the quarterback position, right now, there's not a guy playing as good as Matthew Stafford and also getting the wins of 7-2. Drake May, I don't know. I'm not sold on Drake May, if you can't tell. But Josh Allen has to fall down. He's not winning football games for his team. Say whatever you want, it's his job. Again, getting too much of the heat for losing, but not enough credit for the wins. Yes, but man, Jordan Love, I don't know how he's up there. Lamar Jackson's the second best quarterback in this league right now. Yes, I said it. Move him up 5 because that's where he deserves. He's better than May. He's better than Allen. He's better than Love. He's better than Dak. And he's definitely better than Baker Mayfield. Whoever figured this one out don't know football. Don't know no football. Jared Goff needs to be higher. So, I don't know. When they're figuring this out, it's really sad. But what I won't do is argue the bottom. The bottom is sad. It's a sad state of affairs, but it's right there. And one name that's missing on this list is Kyler Murray, but it's Jacoby Brissett. They got it number 22. And I can't argue with any of these. I guess these are the starters right now. That's the reason why they're there. But you go back to the number 1 guy, Matthew Stafford. How about Matthew Stafford? Many years in Detroit, guess what? He's finally over 500. It's about damn time. I feel bad for the guy. Many, many years in Detroit. Now, part of that was his fault. But finally over 500 for the first time in his career. Congratulations. Awful stuff. All right, so let's look at week 11's Week 11 passers, Jacoby Brissett, 452 yards passing quarter. What the hell is that? And they lose the game, which goes to show. Bryce Young has 448 yards last week. And we're not even talking about that guy. Josh Allen, 317, then just drops the ball this week. And Bo Nix and Drake May. Those are your quarterback leaders as far as passing were concerned. Then you take a look at the receiving yards. Well, of course, if Jacoby Brissett is throwing for 450 yards, some of them on the Arizona Cardinals should be up there in the top 585 for Michael Wilson, of course. George Pickens, 144 yards, and guess what? They set him down for a little bit. At least that's what the Podfather said. I didn't see it, so I'm going to take his word on it. By the way, Terry McBride tied in 115 yards. Insane. League good, right? How about that? Insane. League good. And then you got the Panthers out there doing what they're doing. So interesting there. Now, next one up on here, as we're getting out, the rushing yard leaders. And interestingly enough, you don't see that one guy that I listen, Jonathan Taylor, he didn't get the 100 yards, but man, what a difference he made in the game. Got Derrick Henry with 103 yards. It's just amazing as far as Sean Tucker doing what he does for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then 104 yards there for Brian Robinson. And Chase Brown coming through for the Bengals, 99 yards at number 5. All right. Here's the team of the week. The guys that played out of their mind last week, the best of the best that were out on the football field. And the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive line showed up. How about that? Myles Garrett. Say whatever you want. That guy is one bad mamma jamma. Drake London is the only spot on the Atlanta Falcons that you can go, holy smoke. And I'll tell you right now, there's Kirk Cousins is going to be all over Drake London. I'm not going to say right here now that the Atlanta Falcons are going to win this week. I'm not going to go that far. If they do, it wouldn't shock me. But interestingly enough. And then you got to take a look at other guys, Micah Parsons, showing up big for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, I don't know. Is Jerry hating the fact he made that trade? Does he even care? Big question. And the final slide up here. Here's your full power rankings with teams that are so bad you can't even argue. 25 to 32. Maybe if you want to argue Washington a little bit, you can, but man, they deserve to kind of be where they're at right now. But, you know, the power rankings, they should slide around a little bit. Eagles and the Rams, NFC Championship game, could it be? I don't know. I mean, everybody's falling off the Green Bay Packer bandwagon. I wonder, you know, the Podfather had such a mad love for what was going on with Jordan Love and how they were doing. So I don't necessarily know. It's good, bad, or indifferent. But I will say this: I don't know what you can expect this week, but whatever will come out that way will be. I think it's going to be interesting how that whole thing rolls down this week. I think this is going to be a tough week for the picks as well. So That being said, you see whatever you want. By the way, I don't know, but the Broncos kicker, he's just looking, and they after that kick, they signed him. Lutz gets that contract extension. I don't know what the number was, but it doesn't matter. So watch out for that. Jerry Jones sends a message to George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb after a courtesy violation, and Jerry Jones made it clear. Now, I don't know what you want. He made it clear that missing curfew and things of that sort is something that is not going to happen with Jerry Jones and the boys. And he said, yeah, I got a problem with it. And that's what he said, on the show. So he said, I don't have any problem with partying, but you're not going to miss the curfew that's set. They're going to sit CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They're going to sit them. Now, how long they're going to do it, I don't know. But as far as that being said, that is a come to Jesus that's set down by Jerry Jones. And I don't know if it's going to mean anything with the Cowboys going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. I guess it's a good time. Maybe the writing's on the wall. Maybe Jerry knows where the season is, and the fact that they're not going to start in that game is not going to bother him. I don't know. Good, bad, or different. It shouldn't be something that they're worried about, because it's not going to be just this game that's going to decide whether or not the Dallas Cowboys have even a snowball chance in hell and the dumpster fire that they are, for a chance at the playoffs. It's just sad. But that is what it is. The dumpster fire. That is the Dallas Cowboys. Well, folks, we have finished out another Friday Football Fanatics here, coming to you live from Barrio Brewing Company. It is Arizona's oldest brewery, and they got some good stuff, and they're packed in here tonight. And they let us come in and do our show, and get it out there that they're out there, and it's been a lot of fun. We're going to continue to do it. Missed last week, but we'll be back here next Friday, looking at what will happen this week. What kind of effect of what we'll see on the football field will be something that, we'll be looking at from next week. Who are going to be the big winners this week compared to this week? Will the Jaguars show up? We're going to talk about that on Sunday. We're going to break down these games. Again, don't miss out. Bears, Steelers, not one, not two, but 3 keys from Bryson, Brooklyn, as well as Cuervo, the 9 co-hosts of the program. They will go back and forth, and they'll be talking about who's going to win and why. Will one go the other way? Will Cuervo pick the Steelers? Will Bryson, Brooklyn pick the Chicago Bears? We're going to find that all out on Sunday. Join us from 9 to noon. We take you all the way up to the first kickoff. We'll cover them all on the Couch Potato Sports Show. And that being said, we're out of here, coming to you live from Barrio Brewing Company for Friday Football Fanatics. Everybody have a good one. I'm Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio. Have a great week. Great evening tonight, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.